Hi, this is Fran from Angel Light Messages with Francesca with another pick a card reading. Today we're going to be going back to relationships, and this spread, I'm going to do a horseshoe spread for you that's going to tell us what you need to know about your relationship. Okay? These have to do with romantic relationships only. So for pile one, we have the amethyst. And I'll be using the Psychic Tarot for the heart. If you pick pile two, we have the green opal and the Light Seer's Tarot. For pile number three, we have the black, oh no, excuse me, this is Snowflake Obsidian. Snowflake Obsidian. And we're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot. Okay, so you want to take a deep breath and think about which pile appeals to you. Pile one, which has the amethyst stone. Pile two, which has the green opal. Or pile three, which has the Snowflake Obsidian. Okay, I'm going to remove piles 3 and 2 so we can get started right away with pile one. Okay, hi pile one. So here's your amethyst. Amethyst, the color purple is a color that represents the third eye chakra. And the advice that this crystal usually gives is to make sure you are following your intuition. Okay? If you have a small voice inside of you telling you something, that's your intuition. If you have a loud voice screaming at you, that's not intuition. And it's usually negative things that they're saying. That's the ego. Okay? So that's going to be involved in your relationship. Now, you should always follow your intuition, but if you pick this pile in particular for this reading, I would say your intuition is really spot on. So you need to listen to it. This is a different layout for me, so I'm just checking to make sure you can see. Okay. So we're going to start with the past, present, and future. I think what I'll do, Spirit, can I have the past card? Ooh, thank you. Oh, and it looks like they gave me the present as well. Okay, so let me stop there for a second. Here's your past card. This is the Lover's card. Okay, so whoever you're thinking about, you or your partner had to make a choice when it came to being in this relationship. One of you may have been involved with someone else at the time, so you had to decide whether to break up with that person and move on with this other person, or you had to make the choice to wait while the other person took care of something in his or her life, or vice versa. But as you can see, it started off where both of you made the choice to enter this relationship for love. Okay, I'm just going to put that for now. Your present. Okay, you have the Devil for your present. Okay, on this card it's called the Master. So right now, you might be feeling like there's some kind of addiction involved in your relationship. You may feel like your person isn't calling you enough, or maybe the text messages are getting fewer and fewer. If you've been involved for a while, then you might be stuck in a rut where you're just, you and your partner are doing the same things over and over again. I don't feel like this is an outside temptation. I don't feel like it's a person, but there is something that has the feel of an addiction. It's something that's controlling the way you're feeling. Okay, and again, it could be in you, it could be in your partner. Okay, I'm going to get a future card, and then I'll lay those out, and we'll do the second part of the reading. 2 major arcana so far. I have 1 card for the future. No, that's too many. Can I have 1 card for the future, please, Spirit? Whoa, thank you. Okay. For the future, you've got the Ace of, what is this? The Ace of Wands. Strengthening bonds. Okay. So I do see in the future that you guys are going to be working to strengthen your bond together. So whatever this devil energy is here, I do think that you're going to learn how to master it, which is what that says there, how to master it. Okay? So have a think about what this might be. Whatever it is, it's making you feel like there's something in the way of getting to someone's heart. And again, the traditional word that comes up with this, is addictions. Okay, so you are going to be strengthening your bonds in the future. The Ace of Wands means a new beginning with new passion and new fire. So you guys might be going through a bumpy period right now. But know if you can keep those lines of communication open, you are going to be working towards strengthening your bond and making your relationship, actually kind of reinventing it, because the Ace of Wands is all about reinvention. Okay, so I'm going to put these down here for the first part of our horseshoe. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. These are awfully big cards. Okay, now we're going to get some advice and then influences that you may be aware of, you may not be aware of. So first, let's go. Can I have an advice card for the viewers, please, Spirit? Okay. Your advice, this is a good one. Rest and reconsider. Okay. So this definitely is a time where you want to figure out what it is that's keeping you from either giving your heart or keeping your partner from giving his or her heart to you. And really think about what it is that you want out of this relationship. Because really you can't control anything that your partner does. You can only control yourself and your reactions to what your partner does. So you might want to think about that for a while. This usually is a meditation card or praying card if you're a person who prays. But definitely give yourself a time out before you make any big decisions. Okay. So your next card is going to talk about some influences on the relationship. So this might be an influence that you're aware of, or an influence that you're not aware of. Let's see what it comes out as. I have 1 card for the influences on this relationship. Thank you. So far, all of yours have been jumpers, which is good. Oh, nice. 19, shine. This is the Sun card. Okay, this is beautiful. So the universe is telling you you're being supported, your partner's being supported, and this relationship's being looked over either by the divine, or I'm getting the message there's someone in particular in your life who is no longer with you in human form, but they're with you in spirit and they're helping you. So I don't know if this face helps you see who it might be. This could represent you. Someone who loves you very much and would be giving you advice and would be supporting you during this time. Someone who has passed on, but whose spirit still watches over you. That's a beautiful card to get for influences. You may you know, it may jump right out at you who it is, or as you're resting and reconsidering, that might come to you as well. Okay, what's an obstacle? What's an obstacle in this relationship? We already saw the devil come out. Tell me a little bit more about the obstacle. Could I have one card, please, on the obstacle? Thank you. Okay. So your obstacle is the Ace of... Is this Ace of Cups? Clarity of belief? No, Ace of Swords. Clarity of belief. So I think at this time, either there's a problem with communication. Actually, I feel kind of strongly that's what it is. But if it's not a problem with communication, then it has to do with one of you not believing that this relationship can work out. Okay? For most of you, I think it does have to do with communication. And I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, I think it's just one of you is having a hard time expressing what you're feeling or is afraid. For a lot of you, it has to do with fear. But out of all the swords cards that you could get, this is the best one, I think. Because the Ace of Swords, again, aces are always about new beginnings. And the Ace of Swords in particular, it tells you what you need to do. I mean, it tells you need to communicate better. So that's an obstacle, it's communication. Or, as I said, you not listening to your intuition. So it's like your intuition is trying to communicate to you and you're not listening to it. So you might want to consider that as you're taking your rest time. And the last card that you have is the outcome. Can I get one card for the outcome of this situation? Now, when I do outcomes, it's usually, you don't have to take it literally, like this is exactly what's going to happen, but this is definitely, this probably will reflect what we've already figured out about your relationship. Open up, yeah, see? That's the Four of Wands. And this is, this is saying that you guys are going to open up and communicate better, okay? It's like a clarification card of everything I just told you. Okay, you can open up, you can trust this relationship. I'm not saying it's perfect, that you won't have to work things out, but you are definitely looked over by the divine. You're being supported by someone in spirit. You need to take some time to rest and consider your communication and how you want to handle this opening up. If it's your partner that's not opening up, that's hard. And that's what you're going to have to think about, okay? I can't tell you whether to wait for this person or not if they're not communicating, but I can tell you that the divine is supporting this relationship. So, like I said, I can't give you advice on that, but it does look like that you're going to be opening up in the future. Okay? So I'm going to do a few more things here. I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to pick a couple of charms and see if they give us any further clarification. I only wanted to get a few. All right, well, here are, let me see how I can hold this so you can see it. Okay, that's an angel's wing. I don't know if you can tell that. These are really hard because they're tiny. All right, these are angel wings. So like I said, you definitely have someone in spirit form looking out for you. And this also represents the divine. This says, I love you to the moon and back. Again, I think this has to do with your spirit that's watching over you. Maybe you, when you were younger, had that book read to you, Goodnight Moon. I tend to think of that book when I see this phrase. So, I love you to the moon and back. I think this has to do more with the spirit that's watching over you. And we have the symbol of, is this a firefly? Yep. We have the firefly. which to me represents summertime. So if you're wondering when something's going to happen, you know, the upcoming season of summer, at least if you're here in the Northern Hemisphere, that seems to be coming through. Yeah, and fireflies, they have that special glow, right? That makes them, you're able to see them in the dark. So again, you've got another symbol here of sunlight, of lightness. So I think this relationship is, you might be going through a little rocky situation right now, but I do think you're going to make it out okay. Don't forget to follow your intuition too. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way, and the last thing we'll do is a pendulum reading. Just goes to the side. Okay, yep, you can see that. Great. Okay, so you can ask a yes or no question that has to do with your relationship. And if you're not ready, you're going to want to pause the video. Here we go. Okay, your answer is yes. If you can see that. So the answer to your question is yes. Okay, I hope you had a fun time watching this video. I hope it gave you some answers, some clarification. And remember, if it didn't, it's a general reading, so just take what worked for you and leave the rest. You can pick another pile, or you can go try out some other videos. All right, I hope you have a great day. We're going to move on to pile number 2. Hi, pile 2. You picked the green opal. Now, 2 things come to mind when I hold this green opal. First of all, I never realized opals could be green until I saw this gem. So to me, the message that gives me is that this relationship may have come as a surprise to you. It also may be unlike any other relationship you've had before. Also, the green part of it is the color of the heart chakra. So I definitely think your heart is open for this relationship. There may be some areas that your heart chakra could be strengthened. So you may want to go onto YouTube, look up some meditations for the heart chakra. There are some as short as 10 minutes. And just give it a shot if you've never done it before. There's no way it can hurt you. Okay, so we're going to put that there. So we're going to do a horseshoe spread on your relationship. I'm going to give you some advice, tell you what some obstacles are, tell you some influences that you may be aware of or you may not be aware of. So we're going to start by looking at the past, present, and future. Okay, your past, Queen of Cups. Lots of love brought this union together. I think one of you was more into it than the other. I'm feeling like it could be the female in the energy, but it doesn't have to be. Whoever this person is representing, and it doesn't have to be the female, but whoever it is, this person really went beyond right from the beginning, like almost like love at first sight. Yeah, I don't think it was infatuation, because sometimes infatuation comes up, but I don't think so for this. For this, it was definitely someone put their whole heart into this relationship. Let's look at the present of your relationship. Oh, there we go. All right. The present is the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords represents a time of rest and kind of composing yourself. You probably are in separation from this person. You don't have to be, but this is definitely a time that You're focusing on yourself, and you may have some healing that you're going through right now. If you are not in separation, then this card is saying this is what you need, is this separation. Okay? And it's not to separate like a formal separation, but just to take time for yourself. Either you need this or your partner needs it. So if you're going through a rough time, if you're with your partner and you're going through a rough time, you might want to suggest, that your partner, I don't know, goes away for the weekend with his friends or her friends, or, takes a night, just for themselves. Like I said, it'll be different for everybody. But I think the majority of you are in separation right now. And that's a good thing. You need to recharge your batteries. Okay? Something has drawn a lot of energy from you. Okay, let's take a look at the future card. What's the energy of the future? I have one card. Okay. Well, I'm going to just take that one because it flipped out first. Wow. 10 of Cups. All right, you've got the happy family here. This is the happy family card. So, yeah, I think you have a lot of happiness coming your way. I think this rest period, this time apart, has really done a lot for both of you. This doesn't give a timeline, of when this will come into your life, but it is there waiting for you. All right, pretty good start. So I'm going to put these in the horseshoe pattern. Okay. Next thing we're going to look at is some advice from Spirit. What's the advice for the people watching this video? No, it's too many. Could I have one card? Thank you. All right, King of Wands. Nice. This is a strong energy, okay? This is, the King of Wands is someone who is at the top of his or her game when it comes to your career, when it comes to your passions. This is telling you to seek out the strength. There's the lion. Seek out the strength that you have within you. Whatever you are passionate about outside of the relationship, this is a great time to pursue it. Okay? Stay strong, especially if you're very passionate about this relationship. Okay? Stay strong, but I'm getting the message that there's something else in your life that you feel strongly about that you now have the strength to pursue. Okay, so don't be afraid to do that. Okay, great advice. Now, what are some influences on your relationship? You may be aware of this, you may not be aware of it. Could I have one influence, please? Spirit. Oh, no, 2? All right, you gave me 2. So, the first influence is the Hermit, okay? The Hermit is this energy right here. These two are the same energy. Going within, reflection. The fact that this is a major card, the Hermit, this is telling you that the answers you're looking for are to be found within, okay? You need to listen to your intuition, very similar to pile 1. Okay, you need to listen to your intuition. It's trying to tell you something. Okay, and if you're unsure what this King of Wands represents, like what is it I'm supposed to be pursuing, really take some time to reflect. You could do journal writing on it. You could do a meditation on what my true purpose is, or let's see, maybe a solar plexus chakra meditation would be great, because that's where you're getting these messages from. You could also do a third eye chakra meditation. That would help you as well. Okay, so what's the other influence? Page of Pentacles. All right, this has to do with a message coming in. So I don't know if you received a message recently or you're about to receive it, but there's going to be a message of communication about this relationship that comes in. Now, this is going to influence how your relationship progresses. Okay? Again, you may be the one to want to open up the lines of communication. It might be your partner who wants to do that. This reading so far is really similar to reading 1, so you may want to go back and listen to that one as well. But I do feel that these two readings are connected. Okay. So what is an influence that either you're... Oh no, sorry, that was influences, sorry. What is an obstacle that you may be aware of or you may not be aware of? Could I have one card, please, for the obstacle in this relationship? What is this obstacle? One card, please, for the obstacle. No, that's too many. I only want one. Could I please have one card for the obstacle? Okay, here we go. This is interesting. The obstacle is the World card. This is a major arcana. So the World has to do with completing a cycle. So, I don't know. There's something that either you or your partner have to complete. Some kind of karma, some kind of situation outside of the relationship, and it kind of needs to come to a conclusion. Again, I don't feel it's a third person. Like, I don't think there's any, I don't think either one of you is involved with someone else, but I do feel like there's a phase of your life, and I'm feeling more it's your partner. There's a phase of your partner's life that needs to come to conclusion, and this is going to be requiring you to be patient. Now, if it's the other way around, it's your partner who's going to need to be patient, okay? This did come up in the obstacle position, and it's normally a very positive card. So I think because it's so positive, I think the one thing you have to do is be patient. You're going to have to show some patience with this relationship. Okay, we're going to get one more card for the outcome. Now, when I do the outcome, I don't mean that this is definitely going to happen. Usually it's a reflection of what has already gone on in the reading. Or it could be connected, to just one card in particular. Okay. You have the Ace of Wands. This is so funny. The Ace of Wands came up as the outcome for the first pile as well. So that's interesting, completely different deck. So, it has nothing to do with shuffling. You have a new beginning coming with this person. Okay, so I don't know if the reason that you're in the Four of Swords energy right now, maybe, the separation was formal. Like maybe you guys say, maybe both of you said, I need a break. But regardless, you have the Ace of Wands, which means a new beginning in your relationship. And it's a passionate beginning. The flame is always, talking about, it's a symbol of the wands. But if you look where this flame is, it's in the third eye chakra. So that's telling me that you guys are going to be more on the same wavelength when you begin again. Okay, that's beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get you just a few charms to either give you more advice or to clarify some of the things I've just said. I'm only taking 2 or 3. Okay, so your first one, let's see, what does this say? Health, happiness, and treasure. Okay, So I definitely think this has to do with your new beginning. And the fact that health is there might mean that your separation has something to do with someone's mental health. Someone may have been feeling overwhelmed, feeling like they had too much going on. Yeah, I think health has something to do with this, with your separation. Okay, we've got the anchor. The anchor to me is a very positive symbol when it comes to relationships. This relationship will help stabilize both of you. Okay, this is strong. So especially if you're not together right now, please know that the divine is saying that this is going to be one of your strengths. The way you relate with this person. Okay, it doesn't mean that this person makes you strong. It's the relationship, the work that both of you have done to get to this point. That's what's going to make you guys strong. And there is this heart, which matches the Queen of Cups at the beginning. You know, I think this is true love. Like, I think for one of you, and I do feel it's the feminine energy. I do think one of you really like fell in love immediately, and now you're doing the hard part of really being in love by working out things together, working out things on your own, and then coming back together. Okay, last thing we're going to do for you is a pendulum question. So you can ask a yes or no question that has to do with this relationship. If you're not ready, you're going to want to pause the video. And here we go. Interesting. This says, ask a friend. Now, think about what your question was and pick someone who you trust to talk about this. Okay? I think that's going to be important for you. Now, if you happen to be one of my friends who's watching this video, I'm just wondering if I should give you another go at the pendulum. I think I will, because ask a friend rarely comes up. So I'm going to give you one more question. I don't suggest you pick the same question, maybe word it a little bit differently. And let's give this one to you. Bonus. Still has to be about the relationship. Okay, so now we came up with a yes. Now, as the pendulum was going, I got the message from Spirit that you already know the answer to your question, and you need to, the friend that you should consult is your intuition. So I think from now on, when I get ask a friend, I'm going to say, listen to what your gut is telling you. But in this case, you did get a yes. Okay? All right, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Remember, this is a general reading, so if it didn't resonate with you, if it wasn't your story, that's fine. Just set it aside. Don't pay attention to anything that was said. But if you'd like a personal reading, where I can pick up on your energies and your partner's energy, you can contact me through my YouTube channel or my Facebook group page, both with the name Angel Light Messages with Francesca. My standard reading is $40. You get a half-hour video answering your questions about the relationship. Okay, if you're leaving me, I hope you have a great day, and we're going to go on to group number 3. Hi, group 3. You picked the snowflake obsidian. So right away, whenever I think of crystals that look like the snowflake obsidian, that are dark in nature, this is telling me you're looking for stability. Okay? You're looking, if you're not looking for stability, it's what you need. You need to ground your energy. So if you're feeling very upset, very much in your head about this relationship, this stone, first of all, it's a great stone to have to bring you back down to earth, to calm yourself. And the snowflake obsidian is just so pretty. I mean, this sample is great. I have others as well that I use, smaller ones, but there are patches of light within this darkness that you're feeling, okay? So you need this stability. You need to ground yourself, get outside, go for a walk. That's the immediate message I'm getting from that crystal. Okay, so we're going to do a horseshoe spread on your relationship. We're going to look at the past, present, and future. We're going to give you one particular advice card, one card for the influences, obstacles, and an outcome card. So let's start with the past. Past, present, future. Let's do those. Could I have a card for the past? Can I please have one card for the past? Thank you. Okay, for the past, you have the major card of justice. It's justice. Okay, this has to do with balance. The justice card has to do with both of you approaching the relationship. You both wanted the same things, and you might have been opposites, but you found a way to make it work in the past. The Justice card also represents Libra, so one of you may be a Libra, but the overall energy has to do with making things right. So you guys were able in the past to make things right one way or another. Yeah, and balance. Balance keeps coming into my head as well. We'll put that there for now. That was your past. Let's look at your present. What's going on now? It's funny, your snowflake, you pick snowflake obsidian, and this has black and white cats on it, just like the snowflake has the lighter parts and the darker parts. Now this whole deck is black and white, and I did pair them for that reason, but actually there's a little bit of color in here. All right, present. Can I have the present energy of this relationship, please, Spirit? Present energy for the relationship of 3. Here we go. All right, so this is the 9 of Wands. So right now, you guys are close to finishing a cycle, okay? When I say finishing a cycle, I don't mean ending a relationship. I do think you've been through a lot with this person. I don't think it's been easy. Like I said, that word balance kept coming in. I think you've had to do a lot of compromising, okay? This card is telling you don't give up, okay? You're close to resolving some kind of issue in your relationship, all right? Don't give up. You're close to getting some relief, is what this is telling me. Now, we have a full moon tonight, which is Sunday, into Monday. So just the fact that the moon is on this card makes me think you're very close. I mean, we have the full moon, and then I believe this is the crescent moon. So that might have something to do with the timing of when you're going to finally work out whatever issue you're dealing with. If you don't have an issue, then this is just telling you that you're close to a new stage in your relationship. All right, how about for the future? What can we tell group 3 about the future of this relationship? Okay, 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords has to do with competition. It has to do with being in conflict with somebody. So Yeah, this isn't fantastic to get in the future section. I do think that something in the near future is going to really... You really want me to say that? Yeah, something's really going to piss you off, okay? Something's going to be happening that is really going to upset you. It could be your partner who gets upset, but I'm feeling it's more you. So you may be rethinking things in the future. Now remember, the present, you've already put up with a lot. You've already had to compromise a lot. And now for the future, you have this conflict. And usually it's something little. You know how you get into these stupid fights with your partner, like over the toothpaste or, you know, over cleaning out the sink, you know. But I'm afraid that that might be the thing that tips you over. And again, I think it's you, but could be your partner, like tips you to your breaking point. All right, so we're going to put this here, and let's see what else we can give you. So here's advice because of that conflict in particular. So can you give us advice about this conflict that's coming up? Okay, so you have the Daughter of Swords, which I believe is the Page of Swords. Okay, the advice is to communicate. All three piles have had communication somewhere in it. Now, this is an owl, and to me, owls represent communicating with yourself. Okay, so first of all, make sure all of these sacrifices that you're making in this relationship are what you want. Okay, all the compromises, make sure this is really the relationship you want. Okay, make sure it's benefiting you. Make sure you're not giving more than you're getting. Also, there needs to be improved communication between you two. I don't think it's totally hopeless, because if you look in the background, there's some of those specks of colors, and those are actually, I believe, all the chakra colors in the background there. Okay, so something is out of balance, and this card is telling you have to get back into balance. Okay, you started out very balanced. Remember, you had that Justice card, and that word balance kept coming up. Well, this is also telling you that communication is how you can balance out this relationship once again. So that's advice. How about an influence? What's influencing this relationship that you may be aware of, you may not be aware of? Wheel of Fortune. Okay. That's pretty good. This means whatever struggles you're going through, they've been put on your path for a reason. You're meant to learn something either from this relationship or from how you're dealing with the relationship. The Wheel of Fortune also has to do with a new phase, either a new relationship coming in, you know, one ending and one beginning, or a new phase in your relationship. I think if you can communicate, if you look, that owl is there again, okay? I think if you can communicate with each other, and if you're clear on what you want out of a relationship. See, I think the issue is you guys I don't know if you want the same things out of this relationship. Like, I don't know if you do. I think that's what you have to talk about, okay? And this Wheel of Fortune is just gorgeous, again, with the colors on the inside. Yeah, you got that crescent moon again that's up there. I really think that communication or lack of communication is a problem. But this Wheel of Fortune as an influence is telling me that the divine put this relationship into your life for a reason, okay? You trying to figure out that reason, that's your work. That's like your soul work, okay? Maybe you were supposed to learn a lesson so that the next relationship is one that honors you. I don't know if you're being honored in this relationship. So you need to think about that. Okay. So let's put these down here. Your next card, let's see, past, present, future, advice, and obstacles. Okay, so what's the main obstacle in this relationship? What's the obstacle in this relationship? Okay, we got 2. All right, so you got the 7 of Wands. Oops, 6 of Wands, excuse me. No, 6 of Pentacles, I'm sorry. So an obstacle, 6 of Pentacles has to do with being balanced. Both of you giving the same amount of energy to this relationship. Someone is not. Again, I think it's your partner. I don't feel like it's you. So an obstacle is that you are out of balance. Someone's giving more than the other. Another obstacle is the Magician. Okay, now, the Magician normally is a very positive card. It means having control over your future. The fact that it's coming up as an obstacle makes me feel like this should have come out reversed. So it makes me feel like you're not using your power. Like you can speak up for yourself, okay? There are things that you can do to get out of any pain that you're feeling. But the obstacle is you're not recognizing that, or you're not taking action. Okay, that's a big obstacle. Okay, we're gonna get an outcome card. Now, this is not gonna be definitely what happens with this relationship. It may reflect the overall energy of this reading. It also could give you some more advice, or it might be clarification of one of these cards. Let's see what comes out. Could I have an outcome, please, for this relationship? Okay. 3 of Swords. This is the card of heartbreak. So I'm sorry to deliver that message, but I do feel it reflects what I've been picking up. I feel like there's going to be some heartbreak. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't try, okay? But it's really important that you think about that question I said earlier. Spirit wants you to think, is this relationship honoring me? Am I receiving as much as I'm giving? And that's a hard question to answer. If you listen to your intuition, it'll give you the answer right away, but the problem is the ego, our mind, is telling us, oh, well, yeah, he, this person does as much for me as I do for them. The ego is very loud, and unfortunately the intuition is like a whisper. That's why you have to get really quiet to hear it. Okay. I hate to end that part of the reading like that, but let's get you some charms. And these charms hopefully will give you some more advice. I think we've had enough clarification of the heartbreak. Okay. So you have a pin that is an award. Okay. Trophy. Okay. So I'm feeling like you have to honor yourself. Again, a trophy is something you get for a job well done. Okay, I think that if you can figure out what lesson you're supposed to learn from this relationship, it's really going to serve you in the future. I'm also getting the message, I said I didn't want any more negativity, but someone is seeing you as a trophy. Okay, you're probably a beautiful, smart, caring person, and this person isn't valuing you for what's inside of you. Okay, I think they're just kind of, I don't know. I just feel like they're using you. I'm sorry. I'll just come out and say it. Okay. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. This is a broken heart. Okay. That space in the heart. Okay. You need to fill it up with love for yourself. You need to pamper yourself. You need to, do whatever makes you feel good. Be around people who honor you. You have people who love you. Take that love, because you are going to feel like you have a hole in your heart, like there's a space that someone has taken, but you can fill it up. You can fill it up with love for yourself, and you can fill it up with love from people who genuinely want the best for you. Now, it's interesting. You also have the anchor. The anchor has to do with stability. Remember at the beginning I told you that the snowflake obsidian talks about stability, being grounded? Okay. First of all, get a piece of snowflake obsidian. Okay. I think that could really help you. There's a lot of beautiful jewelry with snowflake obsidian in it. But get some for you to either carry around or to wear. And this is Spirit telling me that you're going to be okay in the future, okay? Because remember, the divine brought this relationship into your life for a reason, okay? You just got to figure out that reason. You got to figure out, what lesson am I meant to learn? And, that might not be a quick process to figure it out, but you are going to figure it out, because this is my fancy anchor. An anchor came out earlier, which wasn't quite as fancy. This is the fancy one. So this is telling me you're going to make it in style. Okay? Oh, I'm not even going to say I hope you enjoyed that reading, because it sucked. But if you'd like a more personalized reading, you can contact me through my YouTube channel or through my Facebook page, Angel Light Messages with Francesca. If that story did not make any sense to you, this reading wasn't meant for you. So happily go choose another reading. It could be a completely different reader. It could be one of the other piles. But if none of that made any sense to you, don't take from it. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.